Hey, poker people. Thanks for joining me another day of hand reading, day 4 of 66 in a row today. And we're going to be doing hand reading, just as we always do. We have a few tools. We get a showdown hand from our history. So first off, the first tool, of course, is Flopzilla. Always use Flopzilla for every hand reading practice. We also get split suits templates right here. Now this particular template is the villains template, and you can get these at splitsuit.com/templates. Donate whatever price you want for them. They're great templates. I love them. Use them every time. And the final thing, of course, as always, is Poker Tracker 4. So yesterday we did let's see, hands that went to showdown on emerge. Is Poker Tracker 4. So yesterday we did all hands, pocket tens, and the ace 10. Great. So pocket deuces right here, unopened pot, raise, bet, raise, call. There's not enough action right there. Raise, bet, bet, call, call. Wow, that's a lot of different actions. So we can definitely raise our villain, not raise, we can range our villain in or with this hand right here. So let's get started. What date is this from? 4/18, quite a while ago. (87500-418). Great. So pocket eights on the button. See what happens here. Don't know who our villain is going to be. So of course, we're on the button. Open. Good. Now, we have a super loose passive guy, does not like to fold to steals right here, and he just calls us. So we want to give him a big blind 2-bet flatting range in this instance. So he's a 55-16, pretty darn loose passive. $55-16 over 45 hands. So we are going to give him a very wide range. He has the big blind. He's getting a discount on his call. A lot of players say, hey, why don't I call with a very wide range right here? So we won't enter in our hand just yet. So what is he calling the 2-bets with? 45-16. So I mean, just looking at the two numbers, VPIP minus PFR, he's calling on average 39% of the time. So we'll probably give him 40 to 45% big blind calling range. Pretty wide, pretty right. Let's go with the 51 and then we'll cut it back. He's very loose passive. I'm not going to put him on a super wide 3-betting range. So far, 3-betting 0 out of only one instance, so we can't really put too much stock into that. So let's see. He's calling. He could be 3-betting or calling the jacks. I'll say he's calling with the pocket queens or better. I'm sorry, 3-betting pocket queens or better. Calling. Yeah, he's calling. Wow, pretty darn wide some of these hands. 52%. 51%. Yeah, okay, let's go with this. It's a 50% range, 660 combos altogether. Yeah, just about half of the possible combos that you could call with. So 660 and 49.8%. Let's see what the flop comes down here. So that makes sense. Now, looking at this entire range versus our pocket eights, let's kind of guesstimate here what our equity is going to be before we enter that in. What were our eights? Suits were a spade heart. Okay, so 8 of hearts. Now, before we enter the 8 of spades in, let me see. We've got a pocket pair. He does have 1, 2, 3, only 3 hands that straight beat us right now. We're ahead of the rest. I think we are a 58% favorite at this point. Wow, I'm way off. 64%. So our pocket eights fares really well against such a wide calling range. That's why I do that kind of practice. I mean, I test myself all the time. Sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm off. Right now I was off by like 5% or 6% even, something like that. This is great that we have 64%. It's a great spot to be in versus a player out of position who calls a ton. So that's great. That's good to know. 64% equity. Now Let's see what happens on the flop. Lovely 3 queen 8 heart heart club. So of course we flop that set. We have 95% equity here. He has a few different like gut shots and flush draws and stuff that he can have. So most likely he's checking to us. Good, he checks. We bet 3/4 pot and he just calls. So what is check calling out of position on this board right here? Sets, threes, yeah, slow playing 1 street at least. He wouldn't be too scared on this board. It's not like it was a monotone or anything. 2 pairs, queen 8. Yes, that could be check calling. Given his kind of overall passive nature, c-bet folds to c-bet 75. Oh, he's pretty flop honest versus c-bets though. So we don't want to give him too many weak hands right here. We want to put him on more weaker made hands to the good stuff, and maybe a few of the best non-made hands like flush draws and whatnot. So 2 pair. Over pairs or check calling. Oh, he doesn't have any. Top pairs. Yeah, they don't really have that good of kickers. I mean, ace queen's the best one, but his passive nature, he could be check calling 1 street at least. Pocket pair below top pair, jacks, 10s, 9s. Yes, I would say those are check calling. Mid pairs right now. They're all different 8s and stuff, and some of them could have draws. We will leave off the mid pair, the lowest of the made hands. Take those out of his range right now, but some of them will be included because we'll put some draws in his range. Weak pairs. Oh, the third pocket pairs and the different 3s and stuff. No, let's not. No. Ace highs. Well, some of those would be included in draws and stuff. Now, flush draws, let's say he's check calling with all of his flush draws. Open enders, 0 open enders in his range. His guts shot. Yeah, those are all nut gutters. Nut gutters. Yeah, they're all nut gutters, so let's count that. This guy's pretty passive in general. He does fold a lot. Let's not put the backdoor flush draws in. It's possible, but we won't put them in right here. So his check call, given his rather flop honest nature versus c-bets, and he's out of position right now too, lets us narrow his range quite a bit to 30% of his pre-flop range. So 161 combos, 30.1%. 160 or 161? 161 combos. Great. So now against this range, because we flopped that set, we are susceptible to some full houses and stuff. Flush draws, stuff like that. But really, there's nothing to be worried about. We're just going to bet, try to get it in here versus this guy with our currently, as of right now, before the turn card comes, we want to bet and get it in. So the 10 of hearts hits. That's not the best of cards for us. It doesn't add any equity to our range. Let's see. Our equity is at 88% right now. The 10 of hearts, it hits his flush draws. It completes some of his gutters. All of his other stuff, if it whiffed before, it whiffed now on the 10, other than those draws and stuff. I guess Queen 10 was in his range, so he has a 2 pair, which we're still ahead of. So I would say our equity would drop from 88% to roughly 82% or so on the 10 of hearts. Wow, 73%. Wow, is 9% off right there. So you can see how my range versus range and equity understanding on different boards, how this kind of stuff is really just going to help me understand what's going on and why equities can fluctuate and change so much from card to card. So I estimated we'd still be at 82%, but it went down because we had so many flush draws and straight draws in his range. I guess that it does make total sense now that I think about it a little bit more. So the 10 of hearts comes. What happens? Oh. Queen of hearts, 8 of clubs, 3 of hearts. Turn, 10 of hearts. So this is something interesting. The 10 of hearts hit, and that is a scary card because it completes so many of his draws, and I decided to decrease my bet sizing as a percentage of the pot from 75 to 50% of the pot. Now that tells me that I'm weak and I'm a little scared of that card right there. But he decides to check raise a full 3x. Now we do have third set. He could have outturned us and got a set on us or a flush, but we have so much. Let me see, he has $10 behind. We have so many chances now to hit a full house on the river. So if we just think about the number of outs that we have roughly, 12 outs or so? We have 8. So 3, 3, and 3. 3 outs for a full house, as well as we have the 8. So we have 10 outs, or 9 outs, I guess you could, 3 tens, 3 queens, 3 threes, and the 8. So 9 outs. And 9 times 2 is 18%. But currently, we need 25% equity. So just looking at the pot odds right now. So we have roughly 20%. We need 25. But if we do hit, we are probably taking his full stack because he has his flush right here. Yeah. So I don't disagree with that call at all. Mathematically, maybe it's not the best call. If we think he could be bluffing right here, but we obviously don't know enough about the opponent, only 45 hands, to know that they're capable of turn bluffs on scary boards. So I think bet calling is the proper play right now, because he could have like a ace queen, king queen, jack queen with the other card being a heart. So now he just has top pair and he picked up some kind of a flush draw. There are hands that he could be betting here, even queen 10 for 2 pair, trying to scare us off of our, which is a second which is a double barrel. We could be bluffing right now. He could be trying to get us to fold our hands with even a top pair, 2 pair with a flush draw hand. So we can't fold just yet. Just because he raised at 3x, we have so much equity in this pot right now. We've got to continue on. But before we go to the river, what does he check raise with on this board? So the 10 of hearts comes. He's check raising with his flushes. He's check raising with his straights right here to try to charge us if we have a single heart, if we're just c-betting with a flush draw. His sets, which is, I think 10s and 3s are check raising at this point. 2 pair, queen 10 and queen 8. I think those could now check raise us. Although if he played them passively on the flop, he'd probably continue playing them passively on the turn, is my guess. But they could be in his range, so I will keep them in. Over pairs, top pairs now. The only top pairs that are probably check raising are going to be the top pair plus some kind of a flush draw. So we'll just leave that out because it'll be included in the flush draw stuff down here. Pocket pair below, he's passive pre-flop. He's not going to start getting active with some kind of a gut shot bluff now, picking up pocket jacks. So no, that's not in. Middle pairs, they picked up a pair plus a draw. No, those aren't going to be check raising, just check calling right there. So let's go to the flushes. Nut flush, check raise. Second nut flush, that's a king of hearts. Yeah. Third nut flush. So these are all, okay, so pocket jacks with the jack of hearts, jack 10, jack queen, jack 9. They're all with jack of hearts. I don't think they're check raising. Well, let's leave those out. Weak flush draws. All those random 9 high flushes. No, those aren't. 10, 9. Picked up a pair plus a flush draw. Actually, no, let's include, when you think about it, third nut flush, they're all 10s. It has jacks and they have gut shots. Yeah, no. Let's put those in. Those definitely. Now weak flush draws here. Pocket 9s are not going to check raise. 10, 9 with the 10 of hearts. I'm sorry, with the 9 of hearts and a pair of 10, so a gut shot plus a flush draw. Jack 9 because it's a higher flush draw. Okay, we'll keep that one in. And then, but not the queen 9. No. Let's take that one out. So we're basically just keeping that one in right there. Okay, that's cool. No flush, open ender, gut shots. Those aren't getting aggressive on us, no. So now we've narrowed his range down to just 71 combos and 50% of his flop range. So 71, 50%. Gravy, look at that. We've effectively right now taken him down from 660 combos pre to 71 combos. So we've removed almost 90% of his range on this board right here. So as it stands against this, we have 52%. So we're basically 50-50 with our set. We have a lot of flushes and straights that currently beat us, but we have plenty of outs to hit something on the river. Whoops, wrong one. We boat. I mean, we quad up. Holy cow! That's a great card for us. My guess is he just shoves. He shoves into us. So no matter what we're calling, we can't fold. But let's see what he's making this final river shove. He obviously wants to get it in, and I really think he's only getting it in with flushes right here. I really don't think straights. What are his straights on the three? On the 3 flush, are those really? I mean, they're nut straights. Let's take them out. I don't think sets are doing it. I think No, there's no sets anyway. Sets would be full houses now. And I don't think any draws are trying to bluff us off now. So I'm oh, whoops. Oh, I didn't put the card in. Let's see where we're at. We had sets, straights. All of these were in. 8 of diamonds. I forgot to put that one. 79. What are we missing here? There was some top pair. Pocket pair below. 113. Nut flush. So that was in. We left everything else off. So I think we take away that and that. Good. We're back to 71. Okay. My bad. I screwed that up. Should have put the 8 of diamonds in first. Now, of course, we got the nuts. There's, 100%. We have a lock on the hand no matter what he has. So what is shoving at this time? Let's even take off the straights. I think straights are just going to check call in this part. They're just hoping that they're going to win. So we took him down to a final 29 combos, 43% of the prior street. Alrighty. So, I mean, we're basically putting him on a flush or just some of those. That's it, really. Just the flushes. Okay, let's see what he had. Are you freaking kidding me? Wow. This guy, Queen 9 offsuit. We took that out of his range a long time ago. We took it out of his range because it was just a weak top pair with no kind of a Queen 8. No, the 10 came with Queen 9. So he had a backdoor straight. So he did that with top pair, weak kicker, backdoor straight draw. Wow. That's great. I mean, we got super lucky to be able to stack him. He thought he could pull off. He just was trying to rep a flush on us right here. So the bummer thing is we were unsuccessful in our arranging. Man. What was that river bluff he made? 10, 2/3 pot. Okay, so what I wrote was unsuccessful in our ranging, but we learned some great things about our opponent. Loose passive player, capable of repping a flush on the turn with top pair weak kicker, no draw. And he repped it with a check raise and then a 2/3 pot bluff shove on the river. So I'm definitely going to be making a note on this player. And, not going to. Let's make the note right now, actually. Cash game player, capable of repping a flush on turn with 3x check raise, then donk shove 2/3 pot river. Yep. So that's good to know about that opponent. So whenever encounter Fleet Trek again, I can take a look at these notes and see this and just know that he's capable of it. So I'll be less prone to folding to some of his post-flop aggression, especially if the board kind of allows him to rep something because of his pre-flop range and the way he played the flop. That turn card, when it completes a draw, he's able to or capable of repping that draw. And then so we just got really lucky right here. If I had like Queen 10 2 pair or like King Queen, I would have been really tempted to fold on this river. So his play wasn't bad. It wasn't necessarily bad as long as he put us on possibly an overpair, aces or kings, or like a top pair kind of hand that could possibly fold on this river. Alrighty. Well, that was it for today's hand reading. Come back tomorrow for day 5. Thank you all very much.